This is the drive home with
Zac, Francis,
and TT for the Mill drive home. I'm about to drive home from Kenilworth Road, where it finished. Luton Town 2,
Millwall 2.
Millwall 2. Very good, Francis. An unbelievable game, an enjoyable football game, an enjoyable championship match. Obviously, if you go 2-1 up and you concede, you feel like a defeat. If you're 2-1 down and you equalise, it feels more like a win. But it was frustrating because to get one right near the end and then not quite hold it out, it's frustrating. However, being 2-0, it was a fair result. 2-2 was probably a fair result over the balance of play. No Alfie today, so Francis come along. Francis, did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I actually did. It was a really nice game, and drawing 2-2.
Did you enjoy the celebrations after the goals?
Yes, a lot.
Yeah, we went absolutely mental after the goal. To be fair, it was a good away end to be in today.
Yeah.
Good atmosphere all around the ground, if I'm being completely honest, which you wouldn't normally say at Luton Town. If you don't mind, this is, I think, me and Zac have got 4 games in 7 days. This was the first one. Obviously, Swansea Tuesday night. We've got Eintracht Frankfurt, Barcelona on Thursday, and then Barnsley at home on Saturday. This keeps us in the mix. If you don't mind, stick a like on the video and put your comments in below. We've got through the international break. I'm not driving because the new law says that you're not allowed to drive and have the camera on, so I'm just going to have to do it as I'm sitting in the most wonderful area of Luton. We started, obviously Bradshaw's come back into the starting lineup with a back three. In front of Bart, we had Murray Wallace, Jake Cooper and Daniel Ballard. Danny McNamara as a right wing back, Scott Malone as a left wing back, although we played pretty much a flat back four for a lot of the game with Scott Malone further up the pitch. In front of them we had Billy Mitchell and George Saville. Jed Wallace in behind Tom Bradshaw and Benica Fobe, who kind of played as a front two, and they've done well as a front two. There was a few early chances from Luton, but to be fair, both teams cancelled each other out pretty well. Luton sat a little bit deeper and let Mill come on to them the first 10-15 minutes, but we sat back a little bit. A few little bits of interplay by Luton Town, but the shots were really woeful and went high, wide and not so handsome. We take the lead before, about 20 minutes, I think 25 minutes into the game. The ball goes up, Jed Wallace does a little flick over, Bradshaw's in like a bit of space and he absolutely rifles it into the bottom left-hand corner. It was a fantastic finish from Tom Bradshaw, who worked absolutely tirelessly today. You know, I think he got about 65 minutes in the tank, but he really did give his all, which was fantastic to see him back, and it was a great finish. And like I said earlier, the away end was a fantastic place to be at that stage. Unfortunately, we didn't make it to half-time 1-0 up, because, to be fair, a great bit of interplay by Luton Town. They played some really good football at times today, but the 1-2, it was a 1-2 on the edge of the box. They got down our right side, their left side. He then cuts it, cuts in and hits it in off the post. And there's absolutely nothing you can do from a keeper's point of view. You can't odds it. You're not going to be able to save that. It was a good finish. And to be fair, on the balance of play, probably deserved to be 1-1. We go in at half time. And Luton came out probably slightly the stronger team, but we were them trying to counter them. They had the first chance in the second half. Harry Cornick, who's one of the better players in the Championship, although I know he's a poor man's Grealish, but I really rate Harry Cornick, and he had a decent game today. Gets through one-on-one with Bart. Bart does well to block it and comes out. We then have a chance where the ball's played in, I think it was Jed Wallace played in, dropped to, I think it was Bradshaw. He was just about to take a shot, and it was a really good block by the Luton Town defender. Comes out to Murray Wallace, who hits a really good shot at the goalkeeper to keep it at 1-1 at that stage. Luton, like I said, were pushing forward and we caught them really well on the break. Jed Wallace does a fantastic ball out to Ollie Burke, who came on for Tom Bradshaw. Burke shows his pace. It's a brilliant run down the left. It's a lovely cut back into Benica Fobe, who hadn't had a great game up until at that stage. But that's what you do. You're a striker, you get a chance, and he put it away.
Side of his foot, brilliant finish.
And like I said, the celebrations in the away end were absolutely fantastic. It was a great place to be. And you thought, could we hold on? Unfortunately, Scott Malone, who didn't have a good game himself, gave away a very, very cheap foul. A ball from the right from Robert Snodgrass. It's a fantastic delivery. Unfortunately, Jake Cooper's scoring as many goals in our own goal as he is scoring at the other end at the moment. That makes it his third own goal in about 12 games, which is not ideal. But he powers a header right into the top corner to make it 2-2. And it's, like I said, it's frustrating because you feel like we could have just pushed on. 3 points would have been absolutely massive today. But I would have taken a point at the start of the game, and I'm not gonna lie and pretend otherwise. It's disappointing when you lose the 3 points in the manner that we did. But more importantly, it keeps us in the hunt with 2 games where we all know it's Millwall. So Swansea and Barnsley, on paper, are 2 teams, although I think neither of them lost today. On paper, home games, you should do all right, but we just know, that we're going to scrap and it's going to be difficult. We could come away with 2 1-0 defeats. That's the Millwall way. But we've given ourselves I think we're 4 points behind the playoffs. So they have become must-wins, but you'd expect that at that stage anyway. I was just glad that we played the way we did. I felt we played really good football today. Like I said, 2 or 3 players didn't really get involved in the game. I thought Scott Malone had a chance right in injury time where it was a ball played. I think it was Jed. What was it, Jed? Jed played it to the back post and Scott Malone's coming in and unfortunately hits it straight at the goalkeeper, which kind of typified his game. He didn't really get... One thing I would say is the delivery of our players is absolutely superb today. You know, Jed Wallace, Danny McNamara, some of the balls into the box were absolutely superb. Zach, who's your man of the match today?
Well, today it was
Pick your mic up a little bit.
Yeah, today was quite a tough one. As there was no standout players, our whole team just worked 100% and we come out with it because they all played quite well. But today my standout player, Murray Wallace, won so many balls in the air against Adebayo, who we all know he's big and tough and he'll take on Murray Wallace any day. But Murray Wallace rose to the challenge and done brilliantly today.
Francis, who's your man of the match?
My one is Jed Wallace because all the balls he played for counter-attack and he was just unbelievable and he was winning his own battles and, well, Shav probably scored 1 or 2 from his balls, but yeah. So
you give it to Jed. I think that's slightly generous. I don't think Jed had his best game. Although, funny enough, I had felt like he was going to have a good game today, and I said it. He didn't. Don't get me wrong. He didn't have a bad game. But you don't watch Jed Wallace very often, so Jed Wallace has more in his game. But you're right. His deliveries and his balls into the counter attack were superb. My man of the match today was George Saville. I thought that he was excellent in the centre of the park. His energy levels, I do, the more you look at it, the more, it's hard not to think that the COVID at the start of the season really did affect him, really took a lot out of his game. Ever since then, he's really picked up, as the season's progressed, I know he picked up an injury, but as the season's progressed, he's got bigger and bigger and bigger in terms of his impact in games. Winning so many more 50-50 battles, putting his body on the line. Don't get me wrong, you expect that with him and Billy Mitchell in the two-man midfield, and I hope that we continue to play those two because those two are the two that we need to continue playing. But I thought George Saville had a really good game today, and if you're not at the game, I think it was the first time we've ever sung a song about Murray Wallace, and Murray Wallace has done a fantastic job in, he's many people's player of the season. He's reliable, every single week he gives you a 7 or 8 out of 10. He does Cruyff turns, he battles hard, he very rarely loses his 50-50s. But we've got to drive home now. To be fair, it's about an hour and a half. It's not bad considering what we normally have to do in the Northern Championship. But put your comments in below. What do you think? It's got to be 6 points from the next 2 games, which is going to be difficult because it's the Millwall way. I'm happy with the performance today. I'm happy with the way we set out. I think we played some good football at times against the team that are banging form as well. Could we meet them in the playoffs at the end of the season? Who knows? Thank you very much for watching. Anything else you want to say, boys? No? All good. We'll see you Tuesday night at the Den, hopefully, when we've just taken 3 points from Swansea. Thank you very much for watching the Millwall Drive Home. No one likes us.
We don't care.